Hello guys, welcome back. So somebody sent me a video and I want to apologize. They had sent it 4 days before I replied, but it just popped up into my comments the night I answered it. So I want to apologize. I went and watched a video and I made a reply video, but then I went and I watched it again. And then the universe, because the universe works like this, is like, okay, you had a really strong reaction to that. Great. I'm gonna send a couple people your way that are gonna have the same exact strong reaction to you. Let you see how you like it. I didn't like it much. Um, getting laughter and cheers back here. Basically, I'll give you guys a link over, and if the lady would ever see this somehow, I'm not judging you, sister. We both have NDEs. Mine were vastly different than hers. And she went from atheist to believer, so that's gotta be a hard jump. That's gotta be a real hard jump. So she has my sympathy. One place where we would disagree though is, she believes unconditional love means, and I don't know her whole story as I'm saying this. It seems to be that she believes unconditional love means just loving everyone and not setting boundaries. And I'm like, no, 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 you have to set boundaries. Boundaries are good. I've been through enough therapy. Believe me, boundaries are wonderful. I might unconditionally love my father, but he was a horrible human being. He was a horrible human being. I was a hippie as a child, and he literally beat it out of me. I know it was from his 4 years of military service. He did not go to combat. He never saw combat. But there was something that happened to him while he was in the military. I don't know what it was. He never talked about it. But he went in a sweet, kind, gentle, timid man, and he came out a rage monster, and he stayed that way his whole life and abused his family for decades. He was terrible. I don't know what he went through. I don't know what the other members of my family went through, but it doesn't mean the abuse and broken home was okay. You have every right to get yourself to a safe place, wherever that would be, and you have every right to cut an abuser out of your life forever. Unconditionally love some people from a distance, okay? You can unconditionally love everybody on this planet. We can unconditionally love both sides in a current conflict, but it does not mean that the aggressor was okay. It doesn't mean what they did was right. And check the flag out. Yeah. Wanting peace for these people, by the way, is, I agree with her. She wants peace too, and I think we can have real peace. But it doesn't just mean we hope all the soldiers lay down their arms at once. It's not practical, realistic. It means the leaders get together, behave like rational adults, see that peace is more profitable than war, and they go back to their people and they go, okay, we're going to do this peace thing. You need the leaders to do it. The soldiers are only there because they've been told to be there, or else, or they're there to defend their homeland. I'm not saying that, some guy was just raging at me. I'm not saying people in Ukraine should lay down their arms. That's insane. I'm saying that the leaders should meet and that there should be peace talks and that the peace talks should hold and that there should be true global peace. We don't need war. War never solves anything. Two countries go to war. A lot of people die. The winner helps, the loser rebuild. That's everywhere ever. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they're like, sucks to be you. That's it. That's everywhere ever. It doesn't really matter what the war was about. It doesn't matter what they told their soldiers it was about. In the end, just a lot of young men die, so a lot of old men can, feel powerful and, oh, look at me, I have this great big army. So even with all the beatings, I'm still a hippie. So it's a thing that was important for me to touch on. I would hope this lady that did this video does not have herself in a position to still be abused. She gave out her phone number. Please do not contact this lady, especially if you don't agree with what she said. I didn't think that was the wisest move, just because I run a YouTube channel and I know what humans are like. She's not, every call she gets is not going to be people, wanting to talk about the other side and wanting to talk about God, Jesus, and everything. Um, but I thought it was good. She does admit that she has trauma after it, so her video might be a little hard for you to watch. You might have to watch it a couple times. I don't agree with everything she said. I don't think that the gods, God, Jesus, Buddha, tree outside, put bad people here on purpose. I think people are all born inherently good. And I think that we go through things, and I think that mental illness is real, and I don't think it's a punishment from the gods. I think it's a chemical imbalance in the brain. I don't think there's any god up there saying, "Okay, I'm going to punish you for being a bad parent or not watching your kids or something like that." All due respect to her, I do not believe that. I think that sometimes you're busy, and I didn't even have kids of my own, but I used to watch my niece. You get busy cooking, you get busy answering the phone, you get busy doing something, the kid's just gone, and you're like, "Where's the child?" And the child has, like, disappeared like a magician, right? And thankfully, most of the time you find them, but they waited until the moment your back was turned and they took off. That's how kids are. Kids have been like that since the beginning of history. I don't think it's, bad parenting to lose track of where the child is. I knew people back in the 80s, they actually, back when they started having all the tech to do it, there were people that would get the kids to wear almost like collars, and, it would have like a little tracking thing on it. And then you knew where the kid was all the time. And they used to have bracelets like this back in the 80s, maybe more than the 90s. Like you'd put a bracelet or like a necklace or something on the kid. You could track that child through the bracelet. And it wasn't just for worst case scenario. It was kids are kids. Kids are freaking magicians. They go, psh, and you can't find them. You remember being yourself being a kid. You just wait until the adults weren't looking. You just take off because they were mad or something. And you go to your room or something. They couldn't find you. So, we do disagree on some things, but I think she means well. I think she wants to help a lot of people. I will give you guys a link over to the video. And I'm actually glad that, I came on today and had to deal with a lot of rage monsters because I suggested world peace would be a good thing to pray for. I don't care if somebody already attempted to beat it out of me, just yelling mean things at me on the internet isn't going to work. I am straight. So, I hope you guys are having a good one. And if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Look, he's like, tell him the right thing, tell him the right thing. To me it is, the complex thing is, and what I've often tried to balance is, I truly believe this is all right. And I will give you a link to that too about this all being a ride. It's not really real. It's kind of like the best video game ever that we've been put into. Only we think it's real because there's this table and there's all the terrible stuff going on in the world, and we're like, this is absolutely real. This is all that there is. But you always have two choices: fear and love. You can choose love. Fear, as the video says, wants you to put bigger locks on your doors, wants you to live in fear, wants you to see the worst of the real. But if we choose love, we can have world peace. We can have everyone fed. We can have everyone have a place to live. Happy, well-adjusted people usually do not, in most cases, go around harming other people. There will be exceptions, but most of the time they don't. Um, and I believe, it is all a ride, which does kind of, I'm always still trying to balance. Okay, this is all right, but there was one gentleman that said, know the reality, respect the illusion. So respect this world, respect everything that's going on, but know that it's an illusion, that it's the ride as I see it, or the video game as I also see it. So I'm trying to balance those two of knowing, well, this isn't really real, and the greater reality is where we're going after this, but it doesn't mean then we just I'm balancing, working for something in this reality, like working for peace. I'm balancing, knowing that, hey, this is where we are right now. We're here right now, so we can work for whatever we want. Be nice to the other players, be nice to the other people here, be peaceful, I'm working towards that, balancing, like, yeah, this might just be a ride and there might not be any penalty. I don't think there's any penalty, no matter what you do after. Though I do think that there's some kind of, for lack of a better word, celestial therapy, because you're just going to have a lot of trauma. People that go and they do horrible things, they have a lot of trauma, not only that makes them capable of doing that, but they have a lot of trauma in their life afterwards. That's actually a traumatic thing. Go back to your Psych 101 book. And, I think we really can have real peace. So this is all a ride. What we do really, in a way, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it's like in the end, there's not like this huge punishment. But isn't it nicer to be nice, knowing that? Knowing that even though there's no punishment, we can choose good, and there's no bonus points for good, but it's a lot nicer, and we can all live in peace and harmony and abundance. That's what I want for the world. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.